All right, Panther Cubs. Today is Wednesday of week 4. If you have not completed all 4 problems of your morning work, not just 1, 2, and 3, you need to pause the video and complete your morning work before watching the video. If you have done all 4 problems, including the word problem, continue watching. So let's see. Number 1 says compare 797 with 779. So I'm thinking about values. Which of these numbers has the biggest value? So I'm going to write it in expanded form because I know expanded form is values. 700 plus 90 plus 7. And 779 is 700 plus 70 plus 9. Now, if I'm thinking about which one would I rather have in terms of money, I would rather start at my hundreds than at my ones. So looking at my hundreds, they're both the same. So that's not going to help me figure out which one's bigger or smaller. I'm going to go over to the tens. Those are different. So I can pick 90 or 70. Which one is larger? 90 is larger. So 90 is larger, which is here. So oops, and you can't see that. So 797, remember the alligator eats the biggest number, and we read it just like a sentence. 797 is greater than or more than 779. Okay, it's just like I'm reading a sentence across. 797 is greater than 779. All right, number 2 says 567 plus 265. So let's get that written down. 567 plus 256. All right, so if I start at my ones, I'm going to be doing, and remember this is plus, so I'm always paying attention to the symbol. 7 plus 6. Well, I know that 6 plus 6 equals 12, but it's 6 plus 7, so that's only one more. So 6 plus 7 must equal 13. Can I put a whole 13 in my ones column? Can I just stick my 13 there? No, because this 1 is really like a 10 rod. It's 13. So I'm going to put my 10 where it belongs with the other 10s. And I notice, oh, I can make a doubles fact. 1 and 5 is 6. And 6 plus 6 is 12. Again, I can't just put 12 there. I have to put my 2 and carry my 1. Now I'm going to do 1 plus 5 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. For a grand total of 823. All right, number 3. We haven't done a whole lot like this, so if you didn't get this one, no worries. All right, it says the sum of 271 and 455 is about. So there are a few things I need to know here. I need to know what the word sum means, and I need to know what about means. So if I'm thinking about my vocab, I know that sum is the answer to an addition problem. So I know that I'm going to be adding. And this keeps falling. Okay. And about means approximately or closest to how much. So about is kind of a key word for estimating or rounding. So I'm going to round both of my numbers and see how much when I add them together they'd be equal to. So 271, we've only done rounding to the tens, so we're going to round to the tens. 271, I underline the digit in the tens, look to the right, the 1 is a red number, so it's going to say stop to make 270. I'm going to go to 455. I underline the digit in the tens. I move to the right. 5 is a green number. It says go. So 460. So now I'm going to add them together because sum is addition. 0 plus 0 is 0. I can make a doubles fact. 1 and 6 is 7, plus 7 more is 14. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7. So 740. Now, that's not an answer choice. So I'm going to see what answer choice is my answer choice closest to or about. 740. If I was doing rounding to the hundreds, which we haven't done yet, this is just a little preview, I would do the 100 before 740 and the 100 after. So 700 and 800. I'm going to have 710, 720, 730, 740. Then I switch to green because 5 is my changing number. 750, 760, 770. Oh, I'm running out of space. 780, 790, and then 800. So 740 is a red number, so I'm going to say that the answer is about 700. I guess it would help if you could see that, huh? All right. The last question is kind of a continuation of your word problem from yesterday. So in this word problem, we already figured out how many jelly beans Kennedy and Kristen and Kayla all have. So I'm going to start by writing down that information. We have our UPSC. All right. So yesterday I found out that Kennedy has 56 jelly beans. Kennedy has 56 jelly beans. I found out that Kayla had 100 more than that. So that was 156. And finally, I found out that Kristen had 53 less than Kayla, so she has a total of 103 103 jelly beans. So Kennedy, Kayla, and Kristen buy bags of jelly beans. If you notice, it's the exact same as problem as yesterday, but the question is different. Kennedy has 56 jelly beans. Kayla had 100 more than Kennedy, which is what we figured out yesterday, 156. And Kristen had 53 less jelly beans than Kayla, which we figured out yesterday was 103. Today, the question is asking us, how many jelly beans do they have between the three of them? So how many between the three? All right, so in order to figure out how many between all three friends, that's kind of like thinking about, I'm asking myself, am I putting them together or am I taking them apart? So if I want to know how many for all of them, I'm putting it together. So my plan is going to be to add. Addition puts things together. So I'm going to do Kennedy plus Kayla. And then I'm going to do the answer or the sum plus Kristen to get how many in all. All right, so now we're going to solve. So step 1 says to do Kennedy plus Kayla. So Kennedy is 56 and Kayla is 156. I'm going to put the bigger number on top. Just a good habit to get into. Okay, here's the doubles fact. 6 plus 6 is 12. 5 plus 5 is 10, but I have 1 that I carried over, so that's 11. Carry over 1 more. 1 plus 1 is 2. So between Kennedy and Kayla, we have 212 jelly beans. I'm going to check it. In order to check addition, I need to do subtraction. And I'm going to work my way from the bottom back to the top. So 212 minus 56 hopefully will give me 156. So I'm going to start by my ones column. I'm going to say, okay, bigger number, more on the floor, go next door to borrow 10 more. I had 2, so now I have 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. Okay, now I go to the tens column. 0, take away 5. My bigger number is on the floor, so I need to go next door to borrow 10 more. I had 0, I got 10 more, so now I have 10. 10 take away 5 is 5. 1 take away 0 is 1. And that matches up, 156, 156. So I did step number 1 correctly. Now I'm going to go on to step number 2. Step number 2 tells me to do the sum, or the answer, to Kennedy and Kayla plus Kristen. And Kristen has 103. So I'm going to start at my ones column. 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So we're going to say that it was 315 jelly beans, but we have to check it. We're going to write our label on, circle it, and then check it. 315 jelly beans. So I work my way from the bottom back to the top. So I start at the bottom of the equation. The difference was 315, or I'm sorry, the sum was 315. We're going to go to the middle number, and hopefully we get the number that's at the top. So subtracting, looking for my bigger number, more on top, no need to stop. 5 minus 3 is 2. I can go to the tens. More on top, no need to stop. 1 minus 0 is 1. Go to my hundreds. More on top, no need to stop. And that's what I started with. So that means my answer of 315 jelly beans is correct.